Greetings and salutations, folks, and welcome to Death Stranding, where, it's a game that I've intended to play for quite a while. This is obviously not a new game. It came out, last year? The year before? Yeah, last year. I've wanted to play this game. Hideo Kojima, awesome game director. Plus there's a whole, mystery in regards to the storyline. What the hell is actually going on in this game? And it's something I've wanted to tackle for quite a while. And now that I've finished Red Dead Redemption 2, I'm making time for Death Stranding. I don't know if I'm going to run into some recording issues in regards to this game. Largely because of the way this game is paced, based on my understanding so far. Based on my understanding, there's a little bit of repetition, or maybe a lot of repetition, in regards to the package delivery service that Norman Reedus, as the postman, goes about. The entire idea of traversing from one place to another to deliver these packages, complete these missions. I find myself wondering, what do you get out of completing the missions? What do you use it on? And what happens if things go wrong? If you take a bad dive, you lose all of your goods, do you have to go back to the beginning and try it again? Do you have to hike back to the initial outpost and attempt it again? Is that mission now gone? And you just receive a lesser reward. That said, let's make sure things are set on our options. We need subtitles. Show subtitles. Subtitles are on. Anything else? Alright, let us begin. I'm going to play it on normal, because that's how I'm fine with most of the time. There have actually been a couple games in which I do admit I reduced the difficulty for in order to get past particularly painful stretches. The only one that comes to mind, though, is I played through The Bourne Legacy, based on the first Bourne movie, or should I say first Bourne book. Let's see, adjust the brightness so the image on the right can be seen, but the image on the left cannot. But the first Bourne book, they converted the book into a video game rather than the movie. I guess that way they can explain why they couldn't afford having Matt Damon in the video game. But, one of the boss fights towards the end was just a little bit more grueling than I actually wanted to get out of the game. Statistical analysis has indicated that Doom's abilities vary according to the sufferer's date of birth. In order to establish your own ability levels, enter your birthday. Higher levels of Doom's abilities have been observed in those born under the constellations such as Cancer, Pisces, Cetus, Delphinus, and Gygus? I suppose I can say I don't know what constellation I was born under if I'm concluding such as Delphinus and Gygus in the mix. Oh, is this the Kojima logo? I admit I don't think I've ever actually seen the new Kojima logo after he's left Konami. Also, bonus points for the space whale. The rope, along with the stick, are two of mankind's oldest tools. The stick to keep the bad away, the rope used to bring the good towards us. They were our first friends, our of our own invention. Wherever there were people, there was the rope and the stick.
Once there was an explosion, a bang which gave birth to time and space. Once there was an explosion, a bang which set a planet spinning in that space. Once there was an explosion, a bang which gave rise to life as we know it. And then came the next explosion.
Also, cue the licensed music. Yeah, pretty landscapes, though. Also, upside down rainbow? Starring Norman Reedus. You know, Mads Mikkelsen has definitely gotten a bit of a resurgence over the years, especially around, like, with Hannibal, with, what else was Mads in, actually? He was in a couple other things besides... Oh yeah, he was in, Doctor Strange. I didn't know that Troy Baker was in this game until after the game had come out, I believe. But then Troy Baker's in, like, everything. Although I suppose this is a little bit different because, Hideo, had seemingly focused on bringing in a lot of Hollywood talent, that had been separate from the whole video game, acting. And Troy Baker is more video game actor than Hollywood actor. Whereas, like, you look at the lead cast of this game and you see a lot of faces that you normally wouldn't expect to see in a video game, especially like Guillermo del Toro, Nicholas Winding Refn, both of whom are directors, which is interesting to consider the fact that they are starring as actors in Kojima's video game. Also, pretty sweet ride. I definitely always like these bulkier sci-fi vehicles. Oh. Like, it looks futuristic enough to believe that it's not at our time, but at the same time it looks terrible enough to seem like it's just been cobbled together with parts that they just found. That animal has not quite made the jump and is dead. Never mind, all of those animals are dead. Did we just take her out? Because I'm pretty sure she shows up in different areas of the story, so...
No. Great.
And there goes my sweet ride. Although I suppose that's your Metroidvania effect. The idea of, starting a game with all these features, and then... do I want to grab with left hand, grab with right hand? Oh, interesting. But yeah, it's too bad I didn't get to actually drive the motorcycle before I inevitably lost it. So my next piece of gear that I need to recollect is there. It's interesting that I'm playing this game first, though, versus Horizon Zero Dawn, because of the fact that this game uses Horizon's engine. One of these days I will have to sit down and play through Horizon Zero Dawn, but alas. This gets my attention first. Yeah. Sam, as played by Norman Reedus, who I admit I'm not exactly too familiar with as an actor outside of The Walking Dead. I've only seen the first 1.5 seasons of The Walking Dead. I'm like the crew's still in the barn from where I left off. Also, he seems to not be entirely worried about crashing his motorcycle through through a lady. And I believe this was also one of the E3 trailers. Not the initial trailer, not the second trailer, but I think like the third trailer showed this particular scene. So I wonder if like there's ever an expectation where you're supposed to fight these invisible things. Or are you always supposed to be avoiding them? Are you always... the delivery boy. Also... So apparently she's perfectly fine. And now the invisible hands will chase down the deer. Nope, still there. Now it will go and feast upon deer flesh. Okay, so I feel as though this scene is attempting to be tense and to create tension, but I've only just met these characters, so they're probably not going to die horribly. One of them is the protagonist, the other one got hit by a motorcycle and is still alive. Somehow. And the crying begins. There was a lot of crying going on in the trailer. It seemed to show like every single character in the game had some sort of crying scene. Still, the technology is really good in regards to what it is accomplishing, especially in-game.
I think they're gone. What the hell? Didn't mean to grab you so hard. Tears. A chiral allergy. So, you have dooms, like me.
I've got the extinction factor, but I think you got me beat.
What's your level? You can see them, right?
No, but I can sense them.
Level 2, then.
What are you doing here?
Trying to stay dry. Same as you. Time falls let up. My name is Fragile.
Yeah, I've heard of you.
I've written my name all over my jacket so that everybody knows what my name is. And my walkie-talkie as well.
The man who delivers.
So I'm hoping that everything they just said actually will make sense later. Like extinction level,
You want it?
dooms.
A crypto bite a day keeps the time fall away.
Timefall.
Wanna come work for me? Must be tough out here on your own.
Though my understanding of the game's storyline is something to do with
Fragile Express had plenty of people.
Plenty of traitors. Not much
with
left
death,
now.
with
Faithful
the
followers.
I don't know necessarily the fear of
On
it,
top of that,
but almost the idealization of it.
not much left of me either. Got soaked from neck to toe.
I can't help you with that. I make deliveries, that's all.
So timefall. Does it accelerate the time? Is it like a rainfall that accelerates the time of the people caught within it? And that's why. So it might not actually kill the birds that were caught in the storm as much as it accelerates their lifespan. Also, that is one awesome umbrella.
Watch yourself.
Does it actually work?
Those things never stay gone for long.
I mean, if it kind of sort of works, having an umbrella that functions like that would be pretty sweet. And the umbrella itself almost seems like a greater technological marvel in it than the cobbled together motorcycle. Ooh. How very,
Time full fast forwards whatever it touches. But it can't wash everything away.
Oh, there we go.
The past just won't let go.
The time fall fast forwards everything it touches. So it doesn't actually kill the birds. As much as it ages the birds to death. Which is why they immediately fall to the ground and then decompose. Like it's not an acid, which like in effect you could say it appears like an acid. Oh my gosh, what am I looking at? The red bar is the blood gauge. This would re-zero, salmon will die. Blue is stamina. As this gauge depletes, stamina moves more slowly, and maintaining his balance is harder. Okay. Don't be so serious. Alright, is there a, You know, I believe the licensed music in this game isn't terribly an issue. If I remember correctly. I want to say that at some point, like, it was worked out. Big air quotes. But either way, we will probably see... Oh my gosh. Hold on. What button did I have to press to grip for balance? I'm sure I'll see it again. As I proceed in the game... Oh. Ah, there we go. Now that the button instructions were actually on, the endurance appears above the stamina gauge when performing actions awareness. When the gauge fully depletes, can no longer bear his load. Also, if there's anything to learn from both the initial trailer for Death Stranding and this song now, it's that low roar is pretty good. Did I miss... I wonder if I missed a package. Oh, yeah. I'll be fine. I will survive. Although... I think that was my curiosity, is like how well would the environment really look in-game, as well versus like the photo-realistic images from the initial intro. When you center your balance, you'll be able to resist the flow of water. If you center your balance with both hands, you'll be able to hold on for longer. Okay. Although, yeah, that's the thing that makes me wonder exactly how much combat is going to be in this game. Like, how much of the game is going to be centered around maneuvering yourself to deliver packages. Though there are going to be the sections in the game which have the trench warfare, and as appeared in the trailer, though I don't know exactly how they will fit in with the storyline. Okay. So we got some more smart drugs over there. You know, actually, when you grip for balance, it doesn't seem to actually make you walk slower. I think I would have expected you to actually walk slower during when you are doing that, but it just seems to slow down your the wear on Sam. Though I suppose, like, like, it's not important that, like, you walk, like, you have to worry about whether or not you're walking faster or slower, as much as the game encourages you to maintain Sam's status as he's walking through the water. Like, you don't have to judge whether you should sacrifice Sam's speed versus his durability, as much as it's saying, hey, there we go. Okay, so sliding downhill does seem faster, but clearly much more dangerous. Huh. I wonder how much, how long the environment actually goes for, in regards to, like, this distant city. Is this game going to be closer to Fallout per se, in which like you look off into the distance and you're like, I could walk up to it, I could go to it, and I can be there? Or is this a little bit more like Last of Us, where you'll see something in the distance, and then you'll eventually be able to get there as long as the level design funnels you in that direction? Ah, oh my gosh. Okay. Shift right. There we go. Shift left.
Cargo verified. Thank you.
Okay. There we go. I'm clearly above capacity for my cargo. Though I wonder if there's a nice, quick, easy way to look at your stamina and your health. Yes, Sam. I need some help to lighten the load. Alright, make a delivery. Deliver requested cargo and cargo dropped by others. Predicted likes? Do I have to worry about dealing with likes? Is the delivery of cargo also going to be affected by my Instagram availability?
Delivering cargo.
What took you so long? It's not like the legend to come in late.
Had to wait out the storm. Lost my bike.
Sounds like you've been through the ringer. Luckily, our goods are in perfect condition. Well, you did keep us waiting, but everything else seems to be in perfect order, so...
So I guess I have to pay
We'll
you.
be awaiting the next delivery.
Why does she have handcuffs? I feel as though that's the question of any Hideo Kojima game. Why does something have something? Although I have a feeling this game is actually going to explain more as the game goes on. Pretty awesome. 189 likes. Imagine if you were able to hit the like button multiple times. Like, you liked my photo previously only 50 times, while my other photo you liked 75 times. Oof, that would be terrible. Is likes the form of currency in this world? I have a feeling I'm going to be spending a lot of time skipping this screen. Huh. I don't know what this image means. Like, as Porter improves in grade, does he also improve as a character?
Special commission for Sam Porter Bridges. Priority 1.
This is interesting because it kind of presents the idea, like Sam says, I'm a delivery man. That's all I do. I go out and I make deliveries. But at the same time, like it feels as though he's using his capacity as a delivery person as a means of allowing himself to step away from the crisis that is happening in the world around him.
Igor, Bridges Corpse Disposal. Sam Porter, I presume? Right. Not the touchy-feely type. Document said you had some kind of phobia.
Yeah, I'm touchy-feely phobia. Also, would you really shake the hands of somebody who introduced you as Corpse Disposal Man? Not to be prejudiced against the corpse disposable employee, but like I feel like I would definitely want to make sure.
How long since he flatlined?
We don't know the exact TOD, but I'd say it's been upwards of 40 hours.
He wasn't quarantined.
Not sick. This is a suicide.
Oh, Jesus.
We're just lucky we found him at all. Got him on ice ASAP, but who knows when he'll go necro.
Where you taking him?
Closest incinerators to the north.
It sounds to me like they should have more active
Can't
incinerators.
use another.
I wish I could, but there's no time.
Then just burn the poor bastard right here.
They put all that chiralium in the air so close to town? Can't do it.
Better that than trying for the incinerator.
Hey, we can do this. We just need someone like you with dooms.
You've got Doom 1, Doom 2, Doom 3.
Well, he's already in the first stages of necrosis. If we don't hurry, this place is a crater.
So how about it? Can we count on you?
I wonder if that was the priority message that he
Bridges
skipped
hereby
out
enters
on.
into a contract with Sam Porter.
Sam. Just Sam.
Bridges enters into a contract with Sam Porter Bridges.
That's why we came prepared.
A bridge baby, huh?
With its help and you, we'll be able to stay one step ahead of them. Makes me feel like shit every time.
Well, you're plugging into the other side. Freaks me out, too.
Roll out!
Because the game needed more excuses to make its characters cry. But yeah, it seems as though he's using his status as being a postman as a means of stepping away from the crisis, as opposed to actually using his skills or abilities to try to make the world a better place. He doesn't care about what he's doing as long as he's just keeping busy and seeing just what's ahead of him. Notice I'm trying to focus on just the things that
The world was different when I was a kid.
are easier to make sense of,
America is a country.
rather than
Go anywhere
necrosis
they
and
can
bridge
hope.
babies
No need
and
for couriers
time
like myself.
falls.
We had highways, airplanes. Hell, you could even visit other countries.
In fact, there were other countries. Are there ever other countries still in this
Hard
game?
to imagine it now.
Like, how are the other countries handling?
Poked us full of holes. Fucked us beyond all recognition. And if you were lucky enough to survive, the timefall came and washed you away. Then those freaks from the beach showed up. Worlds of the living and the dead all mixed together.
Also, thank you, Exposition Man, for
That's when
dropping all
folks
the
started
exposition.
pulling up in the cities.
I expect him to die
Put up on a pedestal.
before this mission is out. And I will have to take his bridge baby
Son
in
of a
order
bitch.
to survive.
Rainbow!
How much further to the incinerator? This guy's about to pop.
Shit. We're gonna have to cut to the BTs.
That's some hardcore necrosis. Wait a second. Does this lead to the second trailer that... No, this was the third trailer that was made, I think. Because the first trailer was Sam on the beach, naked with the baby. The second trailer was Guillermo del Toro and Mads Mikkelsen. And then the third trailer was the crash truck, the man freaking out with his gun.
These assholes got us right where they want us. Get us out of here.
Sam, can you see anything?
No, nothing.
This BB must be busted or something.
They gave me a busted baby. Also, the camera angle is kind of interesting. It's almost impersonal. It kind of feels more like a cinematic camera than it feels like a character camera. Okay, question. Are all the rainfalls in this game, is all the rainfall in the game timefall? Is there a difference between regular rain and timefall rain? Does everybody have their name written on their uniform? Yeah, buddy, I don't think you're gonna make it, sir.
Shit, they're here. I can't get you out! Sam!
Shut up. Don't even breathe.
Yeah, I might be a little bit late for that, kid. Also, I wonder if there's anybody in this game who has suffered an attack, become unnaturally older than their current self, and has lived on past this. Also, the creature, the BTs, they can't hear, so they can hear you breathing, but they can't hear the sound of the radar thing, like constantly fluctuating. And there goes the necrosis. Okay, so I guess now, when they released this trailer, one of the things they were talking about was the idea that once you see the trailer, things will make sense. To a degree, I'd imagine. At the very least, you have context to why everything that's happening is dangerous. That is the only aid I can offer. What do the BTs get out of the living things? Who the hell are you? Oh yeah, this guy is in the trailer though. Also, why does the baby keep doing like 6 spins inside the jar? I think he missed. You know, I was just kind of seeing a sequence like this in the TV show The Boys, where like there's this character who's more or less a monster when we meet them, and they've been freed from their cell. And the people who had imprisoned said character, like one of the people who imprisoned them realizes, why am I talking about the boys when there's this? Was that the necrosis from the dead individual? Because that guy also had like the gold face, but also the face was a hand. But in the boys, like the characters who are imprisoning this other character, like they realize the person has gotten out, and one of them just straight up kills themselves. Because they realize that every other fate is worse. Also, in regards to Metroidvanias, also, he has handcuffs. What is the deal with the handcuffs? This almost feels more like a dream sequence. But now without and he's got the scarring and in the stomach, which seems more surgical than anything else. And now without low roars. What was the music that played during the trailer? I'll keep coming. But it talks about, like, the game talks about the idea of rope as a means of connecting things. And you see all of these tendrils connecting all the animals to something. You see the ropes that were extending from the enlarged necrosis to whatever it was extending out to in the before the explosion of there once was.
bridges falling down, my fair lady.
Those crabs are non-tethered. Also, red is an excellent color to use in contrast. Like, the easy thing for horror to do is to use red as blood, but like Sixth Sense does a lot of interesting things in regards to using the color red to highlight story progression. Though, here's the thing. The game talks about the idea of, like, sticks to push things away, rope to pull things in. Sam is a repatriate, meaning that he can return to life from the place known as the seam when killed. In the seam, follow the strand to guide Sam's soul to his body to bring him back? Okay. Oh, there I am. Hello, me. But yeah, there's also, if you're talking about the idea of using rope to pull things towards you as a means of friend, also realize that rope is also a means of pulling things towards you that are enemies, to capture them. Especially considering the fact that I just played through Red Dead Redemption 2, where you lassoed bandits to capture them and hand them over to sheriffs. So that's also the issue. Because Sam has a special ability, like even if there's an explosion, he'll come back.
Once there was an explosion.
Even if his allies and friends will not.
We know it.
And is that a
the
handprint?
next explosion. An explosion that will be our last.
All right. That was interesting. A lot of stuff that I didn't realize that there was so much stuff that they showed in trailers that are actually like towards the beginning of the game. Repatriate. But yeah, though to be fair, a similar thing can be seen in Metal Gear Solid 5, where a large amount of what they showed in the trailers was just from towards like the beginning of the game, which is fine. It always means that as you proceed, there are new experiences, new mysteries to solve. I forget the name of the. There's a Vita game where you start off as a prisoner, because after nearly dying, and you spend most of your game earning your release from prison.
You're awake. So, how does it feel to be back in the world of the living?
It's Del Toro.
Well, a coroner, originally.
Again, that fascination with death.
Call me Dead Man. I'm well acquainted with the dead.
Never mind.
Not
Forget
like you, of
subtlety.
course.
Throw
Contrary
subtlety
to
out the
name,
window.
I've never actually died.
So Dead Man
I would
hasn't
advise
died.
against that. I'm no expert, but I can assure you it's for your own protection. See?
So I'm a prisoner.
These aren't handcuffs. They're cutting-edge devices that keep us all connected.
Us? Oh, us.
Yup.
The Greater Bridges community.
Humanity's best hope for the future. Or avoiding extinction, if you prefer.
Right. Where am I?
Well, if we go extinct, there's not much of a future.
Watch
So,
me. Try pressing it against your skin, like this. Relax. That just means your body's got a good connection to the cufflink.
oh my gosh.
Look. The cuffs
You know,
will
there's
watch over you
wordplay, but
24 hours a day. That is to say, we will. We're here to help.
What the hell? 2
we'll be
days?
watching you all the
During that
time. It's
we took the
fine.
liberty of collecting fluid samples from you. You're a repatriate. That makes you very special.
Also, he has the scar going along his
CG guy.
forehead, but he also says he hasn't died.
Central Knot was obliterated in the annihilation. Game over, man. Place is a crater.
And all it took was
The
one
only ones to get a continuum
dead
were
body.
you, for obvious reasons, and your broken bridge baby.
Is it alright?
It's been marked for disposal. Didn't work anymore. Why keep it? We lost everyone. Not just corpse disposal. My team, HQ, all of Redefort, every soul in Central Knot City. We're at our base, in Capital Knot City now. Or should I say, our new headquarters. Sudbury seemed the logical choice. But our implementation team has been decimated, and there's only so much they can do in 2 days.
So the world is ending, but we still have Monster Energy drink. Yes.
Fortunately, the director and his support team were out of town at the time, so the chain of command remains intact.
Oh my. So actually, the death of that random
I
person
hate to do
could have
this,
actually
so, but
ruined
I have a
everything.
job for you.
That job is to give me a high
This
five.
stencil is from when you repatriated? What's the other mark from?
A clingy woman in a cave.
I see. Aphenphosmphobia. No wonder you were out there alone, where no one could touch you.
Aphenphosmphobia?
I'll try to be more careful, Sam.
Although I suppose as a plot element, this establishes the idea that somebody who needs to be connected to others also fears being touched.
What president? America's gone. You talking about the mayor of Central Knot?
No. Not the mayor. America lives on, Sam. The president is in the final stages of cancer, in critical condition, but there's still time.
Why me?
Look, Sam. Do as I ask, and I promise it will all make sense.
Why don't you do it?
Because it wouldn't make sense.
I'm not really here.
Dun, dun, dun.
Apologies. This is just a chirogram. And here, oh, come the tears. Allergic reaction to the chiral transmission. I'm actually over in the isolation ward in the big triangle building. Here is the morphine. Bridges hereby enters into a
So
contract
actually,
with
would this
Sam
mean
Porter.
that he would...
Come on.
Is
We got morphine
Sam,
What's this about?
even with his phobia, would he be able to touch a hologram of a person?
Is that America's last president wants to see you in person? Are you really about to say no?
Are you a bad enough dude to bring morphine to the president?
Very good. I'll see you in the isolation ward.
Beginning scan. Scanning Bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. All clear. Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges.
All right. I think this is where I'm going to stop for...
Delivery order for Sam Porter Bridges. Request transport of morphine to isolation ward for immediate administration to the president.
I think this is where I'm going to stop for the night. Got more Death Stranding coming for you Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Don't know how long this game is. We'll find out. In the meantime, though, got any suggestions for someone to play next? Leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourselves a good night.